Hello and welcome to this quick introduction to Python for complete beginners. This video will cover the first steps to writing and understanding Python code. We'll be using an online Python compiler, which is a great way to start coding without needing to install anything. Let's clear the existing code to start fresh. This online editor allows us to write our Python code on the left and see the output on the right. Begin by adding a comment. In Python, comments start with a hash symbol. They're ignored by the interpreter and are just for human readers to understand the code. It's on Python tutorial for beginners next. Let's write our very first line of executable code. It's the print function, which displays output to the console. Inside the parentheses, we put what we want to print, enclosed in quotation marks, making it a string literal. It's on print welcome to Python. Now let's introduce variables. Are used to store data values. Here we're creating a variable named name and assigning it the string value student. A Python name equals student to print a personalized message that includes our name variable. We can use an f-string formatted string literal. Before the opening quote tells Python to look for expressions inside curly braces and substitute them with their values. And print f hello name. Let's learn data structures. Next up are data structures, which are ways to organize and store data. Start with a list. A list is an ordered, changeable collection of items. Define a list using square brackets and separate items with commas. On tools equals to display our list, we simply use the print function again, passing the variable name. On print learning tools, another useful data structure is a dictionary. Store data values in key value pairs. Be unique, and it maps to a specific value. Find a dictionary using curly braces. On info equals difficulty easy. Category programming lets print the dictionary to see its contents. Thon print lesson info now. Let's move on to functions and conditional statements. These are blocks of reusable code designed to perform a specific task. We define a function using the def keyword, followed by the function name in parentheses, which can contain parameters. Tool name is our parameter. Python def check tool name inside the function will use an if statement for conditional execution. Statement checks if a condition is true. Such a checking if tool name exists in our tools list. Python uses indentation, typically 4 spaces, to define code blocks. Statements within the if block must be indented. On if tool name and tools print f great is in our stack. If the if condition is false, the code in the else block is executed. Keyword must align with its corresponding if statement, and its code block must also be indented. Else print f, notice tool name is not mentioned. Now, let's simulate a check by calling our check tool function with different arguments. With Python, which is in our list, and then with Excel, which is not. Simulate a check tool, Python check tool, Excel. Finally, let's explore loops, which are used for iterating over a sequence. For loop to go through each t tool in our tools list. On print \n, finalizing the lesson for t in tools print f mastering t. Let's click run to see our program in action. Looks like we've encountered a syntax error, invalid syntax, on line 14 at the else statement. This error occurs because Python requires an indented statement within an else block. An empty else block isn't allowed. We had correctly placed the print statement, so it appears there was a slight mishap during typing. Let's quickly clear the editor and re-enter the code, making sure all our statements are correctly indented and properly structured from the start. It's on Python tutorial for beginners print welcome to Python. Name equals student print f hello name. Learn data structures. Working with a list tools equals print learning tools. Working with a dictionary info equals difficulty easy. Category programming print lesson info def check tool name. If tool name in tools print f great, name is in our stack. Else print f, notice tool name is not mentioned. Let's simulate a check tool, Python check tool, Excel print bash, and finalizing the lesson for t in tools print f mastering t. Let's try running this code again. Our indentation error, unexpected indent on line 14, pointing to else. Specific error means our else statement is not correctly aligned with its corresponding if statement. Python if and else must be at the same indentation level to form a proper conditional block. It's like the else statement itself has an extra indent. Let's make that correction by moving else to align with if. Okay, running again, and we have yet another indentation error, unexpected indent on line 17. Our print statement inside the else block also picked up an extra indent during the quick fix. How particular Python is about whitespace. Let's fix that indentation for the print statement under else by removing the extra space. It's running, it's still an error. It seems the online editor sometimes has a mind of its own with indentation, or the retyping introduced a subtle issue. Completely clear the code once more to ensure we have a clean slate, and then we'll meticulously re-enter each line, paying extra close attention to every single indent. Repetition helps reinforce the importance of clean code and precise formatting in Python. Fresh again, Python tutorial for beginners print, welcome to Python. Name equals student print f hello name. Learn data structures. Working with a list tools equals print learning tools. Working with a dictionary info equals difficulty easy. Category programming print lesson info def check tool name. If tool name in tools print f great. Name is in our stack. Else print f, notice tool name is not mentioned. Let's simulate a check tool, Python check tool, Excel print \n, finalizing the lesson for t in tools print f mastering t. Let's run it now with a renewed focus on precise indentation. So we have an indentation error, unexpected indent on line 17 again. There's a stubborn extra space somewhere. The line else is correctly aligned, but the line print f, notice tool name is not mentioned, which should be indented directly below it, appears to have an additional indent. Let's make sure that line 17 has exactly one level of indentation. Let's try one more time. Find the code excellent. The code is executed successfully this time. See the welcome message, the personalized greeting, our list of tools, the lesson information, the results from our check tool function, and finally the output from our loop iterating through each of the tools. This demonstrates Python's indentation, though strict, is fundamental to its syntax. Explore Python's interactive console, often called a REPL read-eval print loop, directly on the official Python website. It's a powerful tool for quick experiments and understanding how Python processes code line by line. We'll type our lines of code directly into the prompt. Python print welcome to the Python tutorial. As you can see, the output appears immediately after we press enter. Python name equals student variables are stored in memory even without explicit output. Try printing our f string. Python print, let's learn Python name. Notice the name error name is not defined. There's a common mistake when beginners forget the f prefix for f strings. Without it, Python treats name as a literal string, not a variable to be substituted. Let's correct that. Python printf, let's learn Python name. Much better. Let's define our list of tools. Interactive session will use slightly different values to illustrate. Python tools equals and print it Python print tools next. Our dictionary info Python info equals level beginner topic basics, and its output Python print info now. Let's define our check tool function in the interactive console. When you type def and press enter, the prompt changes to indicating Python expects more indented lines for the function body. Python def check tool t here will quickly try to type it with an incorrect indentation for if, thonif t in tools, and we immediately get an indentation error, unexpected indent. The interactive console enforces indentation just like the compiler. Let's restart the function definition and do it correctly. Def check tool toolname, if toolname in tools, f great, toolname is in our stack. Printf notice toolname is not found. With the function correctly defined, let's test it. Python check tool Python, it correctly identifies Python in our new tools list. Back tool Excel, and since Excel is not in our current tools list, which now contains IDE, instead of VS Code, it correctly prints Excel is not found. Finally, let's run our for loop. Then note the prompt for indented lines. For T in tools printf mastering T, there we have it. The loop iterates through our tools list, printing each item. Congratulations! You've just taken your first steps in Python programming. Covered comments, the print function, variables, f strings, fundamental data structures like lists and dictionaries, how to define and call functions, conditional logic with if and else, and how to iterate with for loops. Saw Python's strict but important rule about indentation, and how to debug common errors like syntax error and indentation error. The key takeaway is to start simple, practice frequently, and remember that error messages are your friends, guiding you to understand and fix your code. Experimenting with these concepts, and you'll build a strong foundation for your Python journey. Happy coding!